Street Fighter is one of the most recognizable names in video games. Street Fighter 2 blew up and was the third biggest arcade game of all time, only behind Space Invaders and Pac-Man. It generated over $3.5 billion in arcade sales. Street Fighter has a rich history of tournaments and competitors all across the world who have spent years mastering thousands of inputs and developing a deep understanding of every single character down to the frame data. But how hard is it to start playing today? Other than completely just mashing some buttons at an arcade or playing at my friend's house, I have zero experience in traditional fighting games. But in just 10 days, I am going to enter my very first Street Fighter tournament and see how I do. Yo, they got some big feet. Pressing the up button will perform a jump. That makes sense. Okay, so these are the feet moves. After the quick in-game tutorial, I wanted to choose which character I'd play and be committing my 10 days towards. So I watched a YouTube video of a pro player ranking how good every character is and cross-referenced that with another video that was made describing what are the easiest characters in Street Fighter, and so I tried to find the best, easiest character. Yeah, I'm a scumbag like that. But I ended up settling on this guy, Ken. I just wanna get in a fight straight up and see, like, with no practice at all, like, see how I am, and then we can compare it at the end. God, Jesus Christ. Clearly, I needed some help to get better at the game, so I turned to YouTube. You know that website where you can like and subscribe if you enjoy someone's content? An hour 27? I alternated between watching tutorial videos and practicing the little things they mentioned. Oh, that's a good one. Although just doing this for the next like 4 hours would probably be optimal, it would be boring as fuck. And being bored is actually not optimal. So after a while, I decided to verse a computer to test my skills. Let's see if I can beat a level 4. Oh, okay, we got those combos. Look, the jump in with the heavy. Jump. Heavy, heavy. Who said I would lose, huh? You thought I would lose? Mixing up between the straight learning and grinding with the fun and satisfaction of versing a computer got me having a lot of fun on my first day of Street Fighter. By the end of the day, I was able to beat a level 6 computer, with the highest level being level 8. Yeah! Come on, baby! Beat the level 6, boy! It was now the second day, and I thought I should go online and fight some real people. But I went into the training mode first, so I could go over my head what I had learnt the previous day. So we got, this is our good combo, right? Boom, boom. I was still so bad, but the online system matches you with people with a similar rank, so I was also only versing other people who completely sucked. Yep, fair play, fair play, fair play. Don't perfect me, dude. I didn't hit them once. I did not hit them once. I tried to uppercut. It didn't come out. I choked. Dude, I need an uppercut. Dude. But I was just so bad. I have so much respect for anybody who starts playing a fighting game and can push through this initial moment where you're worse than literally everybody. If losing gets you really sad and you like don't want to play anymore, then this is probably where your fighting game journey ends. But hear me out. All you need to do is act like a baby. Let me explain. Babies are the master of failing over and over at something and not giving a shit. Like a little baby waddling and trying to learn how to walk will fail hundreds of thousands of times and literally just be laughing the entire way through. And a huge part of that is because I don't have this stupid little thing called an ego. Their brain literally has not developed one yet. Can you imagine how bad a baby would be if it got like embarrassed every time it fell over? Like, where? No, don't look at me. I'm a failure. I'll never learn how to walk. They would be in their 50s and just still be crawling on the floor. So you need to be more like a baby. I had to put my ego to the side and just laugh and just have fun learning. And eventually, after a couple of hours, I got my first win. Oh my god, that's so easy. Oh my god, wait. Get out of here! Get out of here, let's go. The online system is broken down into rankings from rookie to warlord, which only the top 0.005% of players are in. By the end of the day, I was one match away from unlocking bronze rank and breaking into the top 61% of all players. Get fucked! Sorry, Jesus Christ. Give me those points. I kept playing for hours every day, waking up early and getting on the grind, trying as best as I could to learn basic combos and implement them in my matches, but this game was actually so much harder than I thought it was going to be. I was playing so much, but I couldn't seem to get any closer to silver rank. I'd play all day long, go up and down on the rankings, essentially not progressing anywhere. It is 10:20 PM at the moment. I'm still in freaking bronze rank, dude. How long does it usually take people to get out of bronze rank? In 2 days, it will be my 1-year anniversary of playing Street Fighter V, and I'm still a bronze. Oh no. Took me a few months to get to silver. Everyone progresses at their own rate. I've been playing for nearly 2 years and just hit silver rank. Okay, I don't feel as bad anymore, but I also don't know if I'm going to be able to get silver. Alright, new day. Feeling a bit better than yesterday. I think I was playing a bit too long. Just like smashing my head against the wall with ranked matches. I'm just gonna chill, listen to a podcast again, go over my combos until they're just memory. It's just like walking for me. I'm just gonna keep grinding it. I just woke up today, which is good. But it feels like the combos are more automatic now. I only feel like I'm focusing on the arrow presses and the buttons are all just coming automatically, which is good. But that's in training mode. We'll see how it actually goes in game. Okay, wait. It's feeling like things are starting to click more. Like that last game, I just automatically finally started blocking high when they jump in. If I don't have time to like punch them, I'll just block high. When before I just wouldn't do that. I don't know. Things are just happening now. I think it's because your brain actually makes like the connections when you're asleep, right? So you have to sleep. No matter how much you just grind in one session, you actually don't see improvements to the next day. That's kind of weird. I learned that it wasn't about just playing as much as possible, but about practicing as smart as possible. I'd walk around the house pretending to play, thinking of what were the best moves to do depending on the situation. On day 8, my training was finally paying off and I was on a huge win streak. Let's go! Oh, I'm so close to a rank up! I could hit silver! I'm dead. Why am I not dead? It reflects! Oh! I choked. I think I let the excitement of the situation take away my focus because after losing to this guy, I immediately beat him very easily. So I was once again in the position of winning one more match to rank up into silver. No, okay, let's calm down. Alright, 1-1. Classic damage. Super! He blocked it. Yes! Wait, I think we hit silver! Please tell me we hit silver rank. Oh, I must have! I hit silver! I didn't think I was gonna hit silver! However, things took a little bit of a turn. Hello. So, I'm now positive for COVID. Yesterday and today I've been feeling a little bit sick, so yeah, well, there you go. Although I didn't get too sick from COVID, I didn't feel amazing, so I took a couple of days off from playing. And when I got back into the swing of things, I found myself playing actually worse than I was before. I slipped back down into bronze rank and was feeling more frustrated than usual with the game. I needed answers, so I looked online and found an Australian Street Fighter Discord and posted in there asking if anybody wanted to help me learn how to play. And somebody actually responded.
Hey there, how's it going?
Hello, nice to meet you.
I have no Ken, but I can try to work him out on the fly.
What was that? What was that?
That was that's what called a V-shift.
This guy was so nice and helped me learn a lot about how to land the first hit when you're fighting someone without resorting to jumping in the air and exposing yourself, which is a poor habit apparently a lot of lower level Street Fighter players have, including myself. Wow, thank you so much. A great game.
It's okay, yeah. Feel free to hit me up if you don't mind the connection. Yeah, I have a feeling you're going to improve really quickly, so I hope your video goes well.
Tonight, I was going to be entering the Street Fighter tournament. It was too late to learn anything new. I just had to practice and play as well as I possibly could. And I was still playing pretty badly. What the heck? What is this? Oh my god. I missed it again. Okay. What the fuck? I hate this game. I hadn't made it back into silver rank, and I ended my morning stream feeling concerned that I wasn't playing as well as I could be. Yeah, hopefully I'm playing better later. Okay, goodbye. It felt like I had just a mental fog of staying inside and grinding the game while isolating with COVID. I hadn't done any exercise or like moving outside since I'd started getting sick from COVID, so I thought that was probably a bit of a problem, so I decided to exercise and get some endorphins or whatever the heck it is going. Now, luckily, I had this crazy exercise machine that my dad's been letting me borrow. I don't know how he got it. I swear he must have stole it from a gym or something. A lot of the time when I was losing, it felt like a lack of patience was holding me back. I would always eventually just do something that I knew was dumb. And it was testing my patience doing this workout. It was the last thing I felt like doing when I had a big Street Fighter tournament that night. But after working out, my brain finally felt more relaxed. Our brains and bodies are supposed to be exercising, so I think doing that finally made me go back to normal. I also had a little meditation to calm myself down even further and began streaming my final hour of practice before the tournament would start. However, something went wrong again. The stream, for some reason, was failing and nobody could watch without it lagging. So after 30 minutes of trying to fix it, I just decided to call it. It was not going to work. Alright, I'm sorry everyone. Goodbye. I was not going to be able to live stream my tournament run, but honestly, I was still feeling pretty calm. It didn't bother me too much. It was tournament time, baby. Now, this tournament was cool because it had a cutoff where you could not enter a viewer above an Ultra Gold rank, which kind of meant that the people who usually wins these tournaments weren't allowed to enter.
Good evening and welcome to Fledgling Fighters number 210 Oceanic Tournament for players under Ultra Gold.
I was surprised to see that I actually had a higher online ranking than my first opponent. Wait, I'm a higher rank. My opponent was playing as Cammy. Cammy has this move where she spins and completely avoids projectiles and then punches you with her fist. I mean, obviously. This move turned out to be a huge issue though, because I found out after the tournament that this move is positive on block. And what that means is if you block the move, she still gets to act before you. But I was thinking that you block the move and then attack back, and so she just kept hitting me over and over for doing that. But I still managed to just win round 1. Now the way it works is you win 2 rounds and then you win a game. The first person to win 2 games wins the whole set and moves on in the bracket. And the next round, I think my opponent realized I did not know how to deal with their moves, and they kicked my butt. And now round 3, they were throwing out that spinning knuckle move like there was no tomorrow. If I just knew that you could kick them as she was on her way spinning towards you, I would have been fine. Finally, she made an obvious mistake, and it was time for me to try and land a big combo.
Minus. Not quite, doesn't link that way. Combos. Oh,
let's go. That's what he's saying.
He's ranked to fake someone update him.
The hours of practice I'd put in combined with my lack of stress even in a tournament meant that I was able to land the combo, and it meant I won game 1. But it's a best of 3. I still need to win another whole game, and now my opponent knows that I do not know how to deal with one of their moves. I honestly got really lucky in round 1 of game 2 and managed to outspace their spinning fist with a fireball and get the win. Now I just need to win 1 more round and I move on.
Nice.
Let's go for you, Robert.
Oh, let's go. Bro, why do you have super conversions on Bronzer? I didn't have that.
Bro, the new mob coming through right now. They just know more than we
They're
did.
cracked.
Oh,
Nice. He misinput the DP, he got fireball. Finish it. No.
Woo.
Hey,
Right,
let's
we got it.
go.
He got it. He
We
brought it
take
back. He
those.
got it.
We
He got
take
it last
those.
this.
Yep, I got hit with a perfect KO, meaning I did not hit them one time. Now it was 1-1. Next game wins, and my opponent has now completely figured out how to beat me. This is where I needed to stay relaxed. I started just blocking way more, not wanting to risk trying to swing at her when I couldn't. I was really low on health. 2 hits away from dying, and I made the mistake of throwing a fireball. My opponent flew straight through it, hitting me once and setting me up for the finishing combo. But they messed it up. Now, even though I couldn't physically see my opponent in person, I knew that they were surely a bit stressed. They had just messed up a combo for them to win the round. I stayed relaxed, held block, and got 2 quick kicks in. My opponent was now also 1 hit away from losing. They had to be scared. Now, the only way to beat someone blocking is to just run up and grab them. But doing that leaves you completely exposed if they press any other button. If they swing out any punch, any kick, anything, you will just get hit in the face for it. This was a really stressful situation, but I was feeling pretty calm, and I was hoping that my opponent wasn't. I jumped in the air, hoping that my opponent was so scared in this situation that they would just hold block and not risk attacking first. My plan was to do a landing kick and then a grab, completely exposing myself. It was a tactic that would only work if my opponent was so scared that they didn't press any buttons.
I'll buff Cammy. You know what? Buff Cammy. Buff the block.
And it worked. My opponent then played quite sloppy, and I was able to win the next match, winning my first ever Street Fighter set. I was so happy and proud of myself that I had won the mental battle with my opponent and not the technical one. But things were just heating up. My next opponent was the 2nd seed, meaning they're predicted to come 2nd at this entire tournament. Now, unfortunately, for some reason, we had a really laggy connection, so it's pretty horrible content to even show you this next set. But I think my composure and, let's be honest, my willingness to try hard even in the lag, because I know that this is going to be my only Street Fighter tournament, meant I ended up getting the win against the 2nd seed of the tournament and moving on even further in the bracket. Now, my next opponent was playing as Ryu in a pink Mega Man costume, which was pretty funny. But what wasn't funny is how freaking good they were. Although I had technically just beaten a gold rank player, this was a match without lag versus a gold ranked player, and it was tough. They set up a wall that I could not get around. Every time I jumped, I got kicked in my giant toes, and I lost game 1 pretty brutally. Game 2 started off bad as well, but eventually I was able to read when they would do a fireball, jump over it, and start my attack.
Nice.
Oh, Papa got a jumpy. Let's go.
Oh, big conversion.
Bro, I love those combos.
Oh, you just
baby,
waited
DP.
for it. Unlucky.
Missed the
Nice
DP
back
ever.
throw. 1 hit for stun.
Now, against a Shoto, I'd be really scared of doing empty jump on their
Oh
wake up.
no. Nice.
However, this wasn't no ordinary Ryu dressed up in a pink Mega Man costume. This was a gold ranked player, and they adjusted quickly and stopped fireballing so much. And I'm not gonna lie, at this moment I felt a little bit lost and I lost my patience. I started throwing out crazy attacks, just hoping that they would hit.
Punish.
Because these are the kind of things that would work when I was playing online, but this is tournament, and I learned the hard way that in tournament, you had to play calm and strategic the entire time. I had lost, but like in most gaming tournaments, this was a double elimination bracket, meaning you're in the tournament until you lose twice. I was just now down in the losers bracket. I was up against another Cammy player, just like I had beaten in round 1, except this person was not in bronze. They were in bloody super gold. I knew I had to play patient or I was going to get lit up, so I started off playing it slow, trying to apply what I had learned the day before about spacing moves on the ground. But eventually I caved in and jumped, looking to get some big damage like a dumb freaking idiot, stupid, dumb. I was immediately punished for it. Then I went for a flying kick. Once again, another stupid, impatient, idiot move. I had to keep fighting carefully if I wanted a chance.
Did DP. He could have killed there. There we go, nice and early. There we go.
I was tied up in rounds 1-1 with a super gold player. The next round was a slow round where we were both poking at each other on the ground, going hit for hit. Unfortunately, it felt like every time I got a hit, it did like no damage compared to the combos that they knew every time they got a hit.
Oh, that was
Combo
unfortunate
gets
reset.
yeah.
I lost that round and had lost game 1. Game 2, I was doing well, finding my moments to kick and punch, safely chipping away the damage. But once again, when I eventually got hit, I took so much damage in comparison.
And like
Oh,
earlier
we
than that as well.
press button.
The conversion there from Squid.
We were both one hit away from dying, but I was trapped in the corner. Usually in these situations, I would try and escape the corner straight away by jumping out. But I knew my opponent would be good, as calm as a tortoise, patiently waiting for my mistake.
One more hit. Nice.
Oh, nice fireball.
But I managed to stay quite tortoise-like myself and patiently won round 1. After winning that, I felt great and my confidence was super high. Too high, and I started off with a greedy jump and a few other greedy things that my opponent patiently punished to win round 2. Once again, we were at 1 round each. Now, if I lose this next round, I am out of the tournament, so you best believe that I calmed down. To be honest, I was playing pretty good. We were both chipping away at each other. I sweeped my opponent's leg and knocked them down to the floor. When they stood up, they immediately did an attack expecting me to try and hit them. But I stayed calm and this gave me a huge opportunity to go for my best combo and get the win because all my meters were completely charged up.
Nice call out. Doesn't quite finish it though.
And I actually don't know what happened. Okay, this is just like such an excuse, but I swear the online must have lagged and not registered my input because my character just did not move at all and I pressed a button. But I was still in the match. It wasn't over yet. We kept fighting. We were neck and neck.
Oh, that was awkward to punish there, like with that.
Yeah, she was waiting for that, the reaction. Catch
Yeah.
extended her box. And that'll do it. Poppet had a fantastic run for his first showing in Fledglings. Nearly making it to top 4.
And so, just like that, I was out of the tournament. But honestly, I am stoked with my progress. I went from having never played a traditional fighting game ever to being able to go pretty well at a tournament just after 10 days. The Street Fighter community, at least in Perth, seems super wholesome, I must say. Almost every player who was in the community had to go through the ego-crushing grind of just being completely terrible, and as a result, it seems to have created a really supportive environment. I saw in the Discord that top players even streamed themselves giving advice to the lower level players. And even the random guy I talked to in the Discord was so nice and helpful. I definitely could see a timeline where I got heavily into Street Fighter if I knew about the community earlier. Street Fighter is definitely a very technical game, but it is also a game of mental resilience and patience if you want to improve, and so I really enjoyed my time with the game.